The Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries has a reputation for the longest and most successful cocoa breeding program in the world. Trinidad and Tobago's rich tradition of cocoa production began in the year 1525 by the Spaniards using the Criollo variety. In 1727, a blast destroyed the country's cocoa industry, and this prompted the introduction of the Forastero variety from the lower Amazon region. The newly introduced Forastero variety crossed with the remnant Criollo variety to produce the Trinitario variety. During the period 1866 to 1920, this country cocoa industry earned a distinct recognition of being the third largest producer of cocoa in the world. However, in the 1920s, following the Great Depression, there was a glut of cocoa in the world market, which subsequently led to a decline in prices. Also, the appearance of witch's broom disease with labor shortages signaled the start of the decline of cocoa in Trinidad and Tobago. In the 1930s, Dr. Pong began collecting, characterizing, and evaluating the Trinitario varieties and other types which presented the most resistance to witch's broom and black pod disease. William E. Freeman then guided the breeding program from 1949 to 1984. The first crosses were made from selected Criollo, Upper Amazon, Lower Amazon, and Trinitario types. These were completed in 1946, with the first selections made in 1956 giving rise to the Trinidad Selected Hybrids, or TSH. The program's goal was aimed at ceratosis, wilt, and witch's broom disease resistance, large bean size, early bearing, low pod index, and maintenance of the traditional fine or flavor status of Trinidad and Tobago cocoa.
The large number of progenies and candidate clones being screened in the TSH breeding program necessitated the use of a unique naming system. Each clone begins with the letter TSH, followed by a number which runs consecutively from 500 upwards. Commercial TSH clones were filtered out of this program at strategic periods. Today, there are 10 clones which are being produced commercially by the ministry. TSH 730, TSH 919, TSH 1076, TSH 1095, TSH 1102, TSH 1104, TSH 1188, TSH 1220, TSH 1364, TSH 1380.
Before new varieties of TSH can be released, they must be screened to ensure the following: high yielding, low pod index. Pod index is the number of pods required to produce 1 kg of dried beans. We usually try for 15 to 20 pods to produce 1 kg dried beans. Large number of beans within the pod. Large beans, individual dry bean weight of approximately 1 gram each. Thin pod wall, high tolerance to disease, and of course it must maintain its fine or flavor attributes. A current phase of breeding will result in the development of the TSH 1400s.
Our current breeding initiative seeks to improve black pod disease resistance within the commercial TSH gene pool. This looks at reducing field incidence of black pod between 40 and 60% to 20%, thereby improving the productivity and profitability of cocoa genetic planting material. This is a collaborative breeding project which commenced in 2008 with Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries and the Cocoa Research Center, UE. Pulling from the germplasm enhancement project, clones at the International Cocoa Gene Bank were collected from CRC and cross-pollinated with selected performing TSH varieties. This resulting seedlings were planted out and are currently being evaluated for black pod disease resistance.
Research work continues and involves further screening, selecting, and field evaluation for black pod disease resistance.